Hello everybody, welcome back to RTX Survival with Fix. We are back in the single player world and man, I am loving it because I've been working a lot. I did a live stream, I've been doing a little bit of recording because I just finished here a couple days ago my last 100 days video, which is the 100 days becoming a wizard or a mage. I don't remember which one I called it. Anyway, if you want to check that out, that'll be linked in the description down below. It should be a lot of fun. Come check it out. It is a really good time. But I want to talk to you in the single player world today because this is the place where we come to chat. If you're some of the new folks, and I am so blessed to have a whole bunch of new YouTube friends right now. Since the last video went out, I think I had gained I think I'd gone from 4,000 subscribers roughly to about 6,000 at the time I recorded the last single player world episode. And since that time, I've gone from 4,000 to I'll probably, by the time the next clip comes, I'll probably hit 10,000 if the numbers continue going the way they are right now. So, I mean, to go from 4,000 to 10,000 is enormous. And I just want to say a special thank you to anyone who's new who came over and checked it out. And I want to say again, which I thank you all in your comments. I do respond to every comment. No matter how many there are, I will respond to everyone. If you're good enough to take time out of your day to write to me, darn it, I'm going to take time out of my day to write back. But I want to say in person as much as you can on YouTube. Thank you so much for all the kind words and comments. It has been unbelievably nice to hear just all the really positive things. Like I've never been super into the role playing. That's never been my bit. I kind of roll my eyes at it a little bit, to be totally honest, but I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories. I love coming up with lore and ideas and stories and character development. So I love that stuff. And I feel like this 100 days format with a little bit of role playing is really, they're kind of made for each other. So I've really enjoyed doing that. And it seems like a lot of you enjoyed it as well. So thank you so much for all the support on both the 100 days survival in a zombie apocalypse and also the 100 days survival becoming a mage or wizard, whatever it is. But if you're new, this is my single player world. This is the world that I have focused on pretty much exclusively for the most part over the last year or so. It's about a year and a few months old. Everything from custom mountains to all different little kingdoms, little areas, little fishing village, a little Mediterranean style thing over there, a mining town, this thing. And yeah, if you missed the world tour, go check out the world tour video. That'll be linked in the description down below, or just hang out with me here today because we're gonna be doing some building. This is the most recent project. I've been working on adding this mountain because basically what is going on here in this world is I don't have a good ending to a kingdom, and that's a tough one, right? You know, I have this wall, and then I have this like dock area, and then there was just nothing. There was just flat. And I thought, oh, man, I need something to be sort of on the other side of that as a good barrier, a good border for the world. And so what I came up with was the idea of doing another mountain. And then that one little mountain has now turned into a giant, enormous freaking mountain range instead of one mountain. Okay, let me see. So what I've decided to do with this place is I want to have a good reason why sort of the town ends, right? Because otherwise it would just sort of sprawl. And the only two things that I can generally think of as how to end a town is either a wall, but even that is very abrupt. A crop field, that's a real go-to. I use that quite a lot. Or either mountain range or forest, right? And the problem with forest is that it's, well, where's the forest start? Where's it end? And stuff like this. A mountain is like, oh, it starts right here, boom, on this block, like right here. And I think it's gonna be really good. Now, yeah, it's not obviously it's just a big stone behemoth for now. What I'll do eventually is I'll add in a whole bunch of dirt levels and custom spruce trees and snow-capped peaks and all that kind of stuff. But this is the initial stage. You do this first and then later you do other stuff. But I was just thinking how cool it would be if you're down here in the market and you're just like looking up and there's a giant snow-capped mountain just right there. I just thought that would look really, really, really cool. And though with RTX you can't see it, but if you look just over there without RTX on, you can see a lot further. Let me show you. Now this is my favorite part. I really love this view. I love like walking through here and you just see the big mountain lingering. I just think that's so cool. Look how many layers there are, right? There's a dock, and then there's this part of the city over here, and then there's the diagonal castle keep over there, and then there's the mountain in the back. That's a lot of layers going back, and it just looks really good. So I want to try to do the same thing with this mountain over here. The problem is I need layers, and I want this time, instead of layers being, you know, a village and then a castle and then something else, I want it to all be layers of mountain. So let me show you what I mean. If you take a look at this, yes, perfect. If you look here, this mountain stops here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build then a medium high mountain over in that area right there. And then I'm going to build a very large, and now this is going to have to wait until 117, so we get the up to 310 height, because that way you can build a lot taller. So that way you're going to have a peak here, a medium peak over there, and then a really tall peak here. So it's going to be like this mountain over here, but this mountain over here only has one peak. This is going to have a whole bunch of them. I see I missed a block. I'm going to grab it. I need to grab that missed block. Do you see it? I'm going to have to use cobblestone. Did I get it? Yes! Right there. Okay, cool. All right, so let me show you what else we're going to be working on today, but I think that's the basic idea of what I'm working on now. Here, I haven't done the back of the mountain yet at all. That's going to be kind of something I work like either late nights or live streams or whatever, but here you can see it's yeah, it's pretty empty in the back. Yeah. Okay, but you can see where this is phase 1 of the mountain's going to be here. We're actually getting to it. Probably like maybe 2 more good play sessions, and we'll have that done. Now, also, by the way, if you're new to the series, this is my iron farm. This castle here, the diorite andesite granite styled castle, and this over here is my guardian farm over there that is still a work in progress. That still has to go a lot higher, but yeah, we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I love this world. I love it. Cool. All right, I'm going to do some building. I'll show you what I mean. I am very excited about this. I had to, I did something probably dumb. I joined the beta for Bedrock because I wanted to delete a bunch of chunks from a backup of this world. Not this world, not the one that we're currently in, but from a backup, and then start it in the beta and have those chunks fill in, and then see where mountains grow naturally, and just kind of, I'm hoping that a mountain grows behind this one maybe, or over there's some extreme hills. I don't know. I just want to see what the world looked like. And first, the chunks that I deleted with MCC tool chest did not regenerate. It was just like a void. So I think possibly the version I have is broken. I need to get the new one. So I got frustrated with that, and I just tried to unroll the beta, and I couldn't for like a day. I did everything. I did the troubleshooting. I tried installing, uninstalling. I lost all of my backup worlds, which is not a big deal. They are just backup worlds. And my texture pack test worlds, because I didn't think that I'd be deleting it, and I lost all this. Anyway, whatever. So don't enroll in the beta, kids. That's the moral of the story. The Bedrock beta thing is freaking broken, and I hate it. I hate it. The Java snapshot thing is a billion times more superior, and I just wish they'd give us a version launcher, a version picker is what I really wish, but regardless, we don't have it, so I'm not going to complain more. But hey, you know what I did do, though? I spent the last day watching on Netflix The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I'm not usually into scary shows, because I get really scared, I get really freaked out, but this show doesn't seem to be like that scary as much as just kind of a mystery and creepy and stuff, so I can handle it. And I've just been on the grind. I've been really liking what's coming on with this mountain now. And, you know, understanding still there's a lot more mountain left to do, but you're starting to see the shape, I think, works pretty well. It's all filled in, minus a couple holes that I possibly missed, but generally it's all filled in. And the next step that we're going to do is I got to figure out where to put in the grass and coarse dirt first. You know, it's a little bit different because this is quite a bit lower. It's quite a bit lower. It's like 60 blocks lower than the big mountain over there. And if I were to go measure, I'm not going to because it doesn't need to be exact, but I would guess that the snow over in the big mountain probably would only be like the very peak of this. And I don't want that. I want there to be snow in this peak and that peak and that peak. Probably some snow running down here, but then these lower platforms are going to be greenery, right? They're going to be really lush and green and all that stuff. And that's going to be, I think that's just what makes the mountain look good. Let's go look at this one for point of reference. See this tree right here? This is my standing tree. I always stand on this tree when I look at this mountain. It's just like the perfect vantage point to see the whole way around it. You know, I might be wrong a little bit because there is some snow on some of these lower peaks that's, you know, quite a bit lower than that. So I think it's going to work well. I think it kind of gives the gives the illusion of more height than it currently has. And what I did when I built these trees up, the trees on the bottom are several blocks bigger than the trees up on top, and that just, again, that kind of gives you that forced perspective. So I think it kind of works. So what I want to do is basically I want to copy some of the green and brown sections first, where it just sort of trails off and follows some of the lower areas. I think it works pretty well, and I want to start that over there. So let's get rolling. I'm gonna re-queue up Netflix, and I will see you on the other side of this. Sorry I wanted to do in building. I kind of got absorbed by this mountain, and yeah, I mean, it's gonna be awesome, but yeah, sorry. Well then, let's take a look. So I was up for an additional probably 3 hours. It's been a good solid grind on this mountain, but you can start to see the layers coming together. So this is how basically I did the other one. I decided, because this mountain's a lot lower, to do a lot more grass and dirt, and yeah, I think it's going to be good. Just keep in mind, there's going to be, it looks a little peculiar because it's just a mountain out of nowhere, but there's more mountain coming. There's going to be some sort of more gently raised hills going into it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a little abrupt, right? It's a little abrupt, but it's going to be better. It's going to be better. I think the next thing I want to do probably is bring in the snow next. My goodness, this episode is turning into just a monster length, but well, what the heck? I decided to build basically a mountain in one episode, so that's going to happen. So around here, the only downside that I can see is there's not a lot of flat areas, so this is going to be kind of bland. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll bring in some shadow maybe down the road with some darker gray blocks, or maybe some snow drifts that are sort of falling down, maybe even a waterfall. I'm not sure yet. Back here, again, same thing. There's not a lot of areas. Like here, I'm just basically looking for any flat areas they made in the design, and then this is essentially all I'm doing. And there's a key, though. If you're building your own mountain at home, there is one key, and the key is to always overhang it. Now, I learned this from Flip, right? As I think most of us have learned all of our mountain building skills from Flip, who really sort of, I think, pioneered this in the world of Minecraft, and is such a great builder. But yeah, so always do the overhangs. That really is what it comes out. You need to look like the dirt is sort of falling off of the mountain. That makes an absolutely huge difference. The places where I didn't do the overhang, it is incredibly obvious that I didn't do it in the first mountain I did, and I'm just not going to make that mistake again, right? So just fill it in, and just using a mixture of about 50% coarse dirt, 50% grass. And then eventually we bring in a lot more greenery with a bunch of leaves and trees, custom trees and all that kind of stuff. And that really is sort of makes all the difference in the world. But I have a lot more of these little tiny areas to do. And then I'm going to go to my snow golem with a whole bunch of iron and a whole bunch of sticks and just go to town on snow and just get as much snow as I possibly can. And then start working the peak. It takes a lot of snow. I used to use layers and used to think like, oh wait, like this block I could use a layer on, or whatever. It's not even worth it at all. You don't notice it, and it takes way longer, and it barely saves snow, but you lose time. So yeah, I just do awful snow blocks, and from any sort of distance at all, it is totally fine. So okay, I got a lot of work to do here. Let's get to it, and we'll see you on the next clip. I got a comment on the last world tour, probably due to some people checking out the world for the first time with the big influx of new friends on my YouTube channel here. And they said, hey, where do you keep your stuff? Right here. This is my storage building. And if you don't know where it is, it's sort of in the heart of the castle. This is the first building I built over in this part of the world. Actually, technically that is, and I outgrew that storage building very quickly and ended up building this one. So if you're looking for it, it's right there. That's where all my good loot is. And then furthermore, I got another question saying, hey, Fix, where is your XP farm? How do you repair your tools and all that kind of stuff? And I thought, well, let's just show you. It's right here under the mountain. Oh, look at that. Okay. Ooh, it's so beautiful. So with this this gold farm with the trident killer, basically you just turn it on down in the bottom, right down here. Let me show you. Right here, all you do is you flip the switch 2 times, and the portals turn on and off really fast, and then spider attacks you, and then after that, zombie pigmen will come down here, and you just kill them with the trident killer and get all of your experience and repair your tools and all that kind of stuff. But furthermore, there are other farms here. Up there is an ink farm / bone farm. It's actually a great bone farm, totally accidentally. It was intended to only be an ink farm, but it works awesome for bones. And then up here is my creeper farm, and the creeper farm is not great. This is going to be one of the things I want to address at some point down the road. But it takes a couple hours of AFKing here for just a few stacks of gunpowder, which I mean, a few stacks of gunpowder, since I only make the level 1 rockets, that actually lasts a while. But yeah, the creepers fall in here, and you can that'll kill them. But then in here, I have mob griefing off in this world due to being a builder and not wanting creeper to blow up all the stuff I worked on. I don't care if creepers kill me. I do care a little bit. I don't care that much if they kill me, but I do have these command blocks right here that turn mob griefing on and off. Low cheaty, yeah, maybe, but come on, man. I don't want mob griefing on, but I want snow and I want villagers to be able to breed and all that kind of stuff. And for that, you need mob griefing on. The real reason why I play with mob griefing off is because of Enderman. Because I do not want Enderman to keep removing blocks from my giant mountains and things like that, like I'm building. So I'm going to be gathering, what's it called? I'm going to be gathering snow here for a little while and filling up these shulkers with snow blocks, and then I will see you on the flip side. Yeah, baby, look at this. We have a heck of a mountain coming in here, man. I was starting, you know, I get this thing whenever I'm building big builds. I start it and I'm all like, yeah, super energized and excited, and then a little bit into it, I'm like, this looks really crappy. Is this gonna be good? Am I gonna fix it? And then as it comes sort of into the later stages, into almost the final stage, I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be good. So it still looks, you know, a little weird. Like you can see there's some streaks of snow that are a little odd and stuff up there, but you trust the system, right? So with some of these outlines here, you can sort of see. I just won't engage my elytra. That's fine. So you guys see like kind of where the lines of trees and all that kind of stuff are going to be, some mist blocks and all that. I'll tell you a little bit of a frustrating point here. I have to turn off mob griefing, as I was saying, to get the snow, or turn on mob griefing rather, you know, and then in that short amount of time that I have that off, Enderman gather and steal all my blocks from my mountain. So every time I do it, I have to replace probably 4 to 5 or 6 blocks of snow, or of stone up on top. It's very, the Enderman griefing thing is very frustrating. It's much more frustrating than creeper griefing, to be totally honest. Like, I can deal with creeper griefing because that's my fault. Enderman griefing for a builder, it's just really annoying. Like they just break your stuff, but they break it so subtly you don't really notice that much until later. But yeah, you can start to see like the lines and the shapes of snow and stuff that I'm coming up with. I think it's pretty good. The next and probably final stage of this particular video, which has been truly an odyssey getting this video put out. It's been a very long time of grind here, but I'm going to add trees. I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though I'm going to probably regret it because these do take quite a while, but I'm still watching this Haunting of Bly Manor and really loving it. I'm on the last episode, so my goal is to finish the tree situation here. Well, I was going to say before I finish the last episode, but there's no way. It'll take definitely longer than an hour. But yeah, I just want to add trees next, and then the last part is probably some leafy overhangs and just a whole lot of bone meal. But we'll see how much we get to today. But I do want to definitely add some trees. So again, down the bottom, bigger trees, and then as we go up, the trees shrink a little bit and sort of gives that illusion. So okay, time to get working. Yes, this makes a difference, does it not? Does it not? Adding these trees in, very, very, very nice. Okay, so the next part of doing this is that I take a mixture of dark oak and oak. Now, in this texture pack, I have dark and dark oak, so you can see that's regular oak and that's dark oak. And what's cool about it is it's the exact same texture, but if you place it right, like if I kind of place the dark oak in the sort of I don't know, like in the crevices and stuff, it looks like the sunlight is making sort of the front leaves pop, was the oak, and sort of the shadows on the dark oak leaves. It works really well with or without RTX, and I did that over in that mountain, and I really, really grew to love it. So what I'll be doing over here is the next step is, now I full disclosure, I got a little lazy. I haven't done around the back yet. Let me show you. I was going to hide it and not show it, but I guess here I am. I'm fastened up to it. And around the back, I didn't plant trees. And the reason being is because there's going to be more phases of this mountain, you know, as I talked about. This is going to be, all this area here is probably going to end up being a mountain range. Over there, probably more mountains. So I'm very likely going to kind of connect these mountains. Like I'm going to kind of arc it down, come across and go back up for the next sort of mountain peak, because I want this to be a range, right? Not just one giant mountain. So that all being said, I didn't do much around here because I'm not exactly totally sure how this is going to be. So I did sort of bare minimal detailing around this part. But then what we'll do is up here, where you can see it a little bit better, you'll find some places where you can do a little bit of a danglers, and I just kind of alternate between some oak, and again trying to sort of put the oak out in the front a little bit, and the dark oak more a little bit in the back, and it just gives this really cool glittery glistening in the sun. If it glitters, I have a real problem. You know, glistening in the sun look, and I think it's pretty cool. So something kind of like this, like again, dark oak sort of in there, and then maybe I meant to do regular oak on top of that. Let's just do that one and fly down here and just take a look. Ready? You're only gonna see it for a second because I'm still flying, and maybe I'll here. Let's turn around. Okay, here we go. You cannot see it at all. It's way up there. It's way up there. But you see what I'm saying? It's going to be really cool. It's just going to make these little overhangs. It looks like vines are coming down the edges of the dirt. Oh, it's going to look really, really good. But my goodness, it's a big grind. So I'm going to do that for all of this area here. And then I think I'll probably be done with this mountain for now, at least. It's starting to look pretty good. I feel like it's coming along here. I like it. I like it enough to leave it for right now. Finished product? Maybe not, but you know, I like it. I think it adds a lot to this world. So in just the last 2 episodes, we've done more work here than I've done in any one episode in a very long time, including all these 3 ships, the docks, all this marketplace, the entire mountain from scratch. That all came in this episode, basically. And yeah, it's solid. The kingdom, the area is coming along. I really, really like it. I think I'm going to take a small break from this because I am going to get this episode edited and out. And then tomorrow, I'm going to start recording the 100 days video from this world. I am nervous, though. Folks, if I die in my 100 days hardcore from this world, then this is the last episode ever from this world. So I'm a little scared, but you know, I just got to be really smart and be really careful and make it through the 100 days, and then I can go back to just dying all the time anytime I want again. All right, anyway, that's going to wrap up today's episode of Minecraft Survival. Thank you so much for coming by and spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. Hello, all the new folks on the channel. I am so appreciative of you checking out the 100 days videos that a lot of you have been doing and clicking subscribe and just hanging out with me here today. Next video out will be, who knows, maybe the final one from this world, but you'll have to wait and see because these take a little while. So I'm going to get that rolling. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Love you all. Bye.